All right, welcome back. Today we're diving into a big one. We're on a quest to find the perfect new home for all you PC users and gamers who are looking to leave Windows behind. We're going to put two fantastic Linux operating systems head to head, Bazzite versus Linux Mint. Let's figure out which one is right for you. So if you're here, I'm guessing you're pretty familiar with the usual headaches from Windows 10 or 11, right? The updates you can't control, all the extra junk that comes pre-installed, that feeling that it's not really your computer. Well, you're definitely not alone. There's a whole wave of people, Windows 10 refugees they're called, who are all looking for something better. And that kind of kicks off what we're calling the Windows Alternative Quest. Now, for a lot of people, jumping into the world of Linux can feel, well, a little intimidating. It's like this huge, amazing new territory, but you've got no map. It's exciting, sure, but also super overwhelming. So where do you even start? To make things a whole lot simpler, we're just going to cut through all the noise. We're going to ignore the hundreds of different options out there and focus on just two very popular but very different paths for anyone making the switch from Windows. Trust me, this will make the decision way easier to manage. Okay, let's meet our two potential guides for this journey. And I really want you to think of them as more than just software. Think of them as two completely different philosophies, two different ways to use and experience your own PC. So on one side, you've got Linux Mint. This is the stable all-arounder. It's built on the super solid foundation of Ubuntu, and its whole goal is to be simple, reliable, and just comfortable, a familiar desktop experience. Then, on the other side, you have Bazzite, the gaming specialist. This is based on the more cutting-edge Fedora project, and it is laser-focused on one thing, giving gamers a modern, almost console-like experience. So one is reliable and predictable, the other is brand new and modern. Now, the single biggest difference, and I mean the most important thing to understand, comes down to a technical concept that totally changes how everything works. We need to talk about the engine that's running under the hood for each one. Bazzite is what we call an immutable system. You can see the definition here, but what it really means is that the core guts of the operating system are locked down. They're read-only. You can't mess them up, even by accident. Now, this is a huge change from how systems like Windows or even Linux Mint work. So what does that actually feel like to use? This slide is the perfect way to explain it. Okay, so think of Linux Mint as a house built out of Legos. You've got complete freedom, right? You can move any brick you want, which is awesome for flexibility, but you could also accidentally pull out a critical support piece and have the whole thing come crashing down. Now, Bazzite is more like a rock-solid, pre-built home. The foundation, the walls, they are locked in place. They are not going anywhere. You get to customize it by adding your stuff, your apps, your files inside the rooms. You get all the fun of decorating without any of the risk of breaking the house itself. And hey, this isn't just some theory. It actually works in the real world. A user on Hacker News shared this exact story. Their mom's regular Linux install broke twice. So they switched her to an immutable system like Bazzite, and it's been perfect ever since. For anyone new to this, it just means peace of mind. Your computer is safe both from buggy updates and from, well, yourself. Okay, let's get to the main event for a lot of you watching. Gaming. What's the real gaming advantage here? I mean, with a name like Bazzite, you'd think it's better for games. But is that true? And if it is, how? Let's bust a few myths. This is the question, isn't it? If you're a gamer, you really just want to know one thing. Which one is going to give me more frames per second? Which one is faster? Well, the answer might actually surprise you. The YouTube channel No Signal did a whole bunch of benchmarks, testing games at 1440p on ultra settings. And the results are basically identical. Look at this. In Returnal, they both score a 97. In Cyberpunk, they're only 2 points apart. When you're talking about pure, raw, in-game SPS, it's a dead heat. So if it's not about raw frames, then why does Bazzite have this reputation as the gaming OS? Well, the real advantage isn't the final performance. It's the whole journey. It's everything else that happens before and after you hit that play button. And this is where Bazzite really, really shines. Because it updates every week, it supports the absolute newest graphics cards and handhelds, often on day one. It gives you a genuine console-like experience where all the gaming tools are pre-installed and ready to go. It's got specific built-in optimizations for handhelds like the ROG Ally or the Legion Go. And on top of all that, users just say the whole system feels faster, snappier, with quicker game load times than they ever had on Windows. So, with all that on the table, we land at the final, most important question. We've looked at the philosophy, the technology, the performance. Now let's figure out which of these two paths is the right one for you. You should go with the stable, all-rounder Linux Mint if what you really want is a rock-solid, predictable machine for your everyday stuff. Browsing the web, doing office work, that sort of thing. If you like that traditional desktop feel that's kind of similar to Windows, and you really value being able to tinker and customize every little piece of your system, then Mint is absolutely the perfect choice for you. But on the other hand, you should choose the gaming specialist, Bazzite, if you are a gamer first and foremost. If you want that console experience where things just work right out of the box, especially on the newest, latest hardware, this is it. If you want to set up with zero hassle and you love the idea of an operating system that's almost impossible to break, Bazzite was literally built for you. And you know, this choice is one that more and more people are making. This number right here, 1 petabyte. That's 1,000 terabytes. That is how much data the Bazzite project served in just 1 month, which is about 150,000 downloads. It just goes to show you the huge momentum that's building behind these specialized, user-friendly systems.
And that leaves us with one last really fascinating question to think about. As more and more people look for an alternative to Windows, what are they going to choose? Will it be the reliable, flexible all-rounder that can do a little bit of everything really well? Or will it be the focused, highly optimized specialist that does one thing absolutely perfectly? The answer to that, well, that might just shape the future of the desktop for all of us.